Okay, so let's get to the practice problems. It says to list two lines that are parallel to MZ. So here's MZ. A line that would be parallel to that would be, line like PR. That would be parallel to the green line. And then SI. Those are the only lines that are going the same direction and don't intersect that line. So we've got PR and we've got line SI. Don't forget your notation. All right, now we've got two lines that are perpendicular to PM. So let's highlight that. Here's PM. And it's going to be a line that makes a right angle with it. There's only two lines that are going to do that. Actually, there's three. There's three lines that would be perpendicular to it. You've got PR, you've got MZ, and then you would also have MS. So pick two of those. Any of those two are going to be perpendicular to PM. So we've got PR, and then we've got MZ. You could also do MS. Any of those is fine. All right, the last one is two lines that are skew to MS. So skew to MS are going to be lines that don't intersect MS, but also aren't going the same direction. So like something like PR, that's going to be skew. It's not going the same direction. And you could also do RI. All right, that line is also skew. It's not going the same direction and doesn't intersect it. There's more than one answer. This line here, RZ, that's another one. That would be skew with MS. I think those are the only three. So it just says to list two, so we only have to list two. So pick two of them, so something like PR and maybe RI. All right, RZ would also be skew. Okay, so now let's get to the special angle pairs. All right, and so what we're looking at is we're looking at angle 10 and angle 14. And this picture is going to be a lot more busy than the previous picture where we only had 8 angles. Now we have a bunch of them. We're going to figure out what the transversal is and then what the angles are, if they're alternate interior, alternate exterior, that sort of thing. So here's 10 and 14. All right, what we're going to want to do first of all is find the line that touches both 10 and 14. The only line that touches both angle 10 and angle 14 is this line here, which is line D. The line that touches both of them, that is your transversal. So D is going to be the transversal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of cover up some of the picture that we don't need to see. All right, so then as far as angle 10, the only other line that touches angle 10 besides the green line is going to be this line here. And then the only other line touching angle 14 besides the green line is this line here. So we're going to be focusing in on mostly this green and yellow line area where they intersect. All right, you got your transversal and then the two lines. So we're going to kind of cover up some of the pictures so we don't have to look at all this. So we're going to kind of cover up all of this. Okay, and hopefully by having this all kind of covered up, you can see it better. All right. What we're going to do is take the two yellow lines and we're going to kind of create a box like we did before. Anything inside the yellow box is interior. Anything outside the yellow box is exterior. All right. And so 10, 15, 11, and 14 are interior angles. 9, 16, 12, and 13 are exterior. All right, but the ones that we're focusing on are 10 and 14. So here's angle 10, here's angle 14. Those are inside the box, so those are going to be interior. And then it's a matter of, is it same side interior or alternate interior? So they're either on the same side of the transversal or different sides. And the transversal is this green line. They are on different sides. So since they're on different sides and they're interior, it will be alternate interior angles. All right, and you might have to, flip over to the other page and look at the different descriptions. All right, but that's kind of how it's going to work, and if you need to cover up some of the pictures so you can see it better, it might help. All right, next one is angle 1 and angle 4. So first thing you're going to do is look for the line that touches both angle 1 and angle 4. The line that touches both of them is this line A. So A is going to be our transversal. All right, and then you're going to look at the other lines that touch angle 1 and angle 14, or angle 4, I mean. So angle 1 is touched by this line, angle 4 is touched by this line. All right, so the only lines that we didn't really use is line D. And so we're going to kind of ignore line D and all of this stuff that goes with it. All right, so we're going to kind of ignore all of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create kind of a box. Anything inside the box is interior. Anything outside the box is exterior. We're focusing on angle 1 and angle 4. Angle 1 is outside the box and angle 4 is outside the box. So that means we're dealing with exterior angles. It's either same side or alternate. Since they are both on the left side of my transversal, remember the yellow line is my transversal, since they're both on the same side, they're going to be same side exterior angles. Okay, so that's going to be important to know. Okay. Let's see. Let's say we have 6 and 11. So, let's get rid of all this stuff. All right, and it might help you to have like a piece of paper or use your hand and cover up parts of the paper that you don't need. 6 and 11, the line that touches both 6 and 11 is this line here. So that line that I just highlighted, that is our transversal, C. And then we're going to highlight the other lines that touch those same angles. So angle 6 is also touched by line A, and angle 11 is touched by this line here, line D. So we're not really focusing much on this picture up here. All right, so we don't really need any of this stuff. And hopefully that'll help make the picture a little bit less crazy to look at. And so we're going to create a box with the green lines once again. Anything inside the box is interior, anything outside is exterior. And what we're dealing with is angle 6, which is inside the box, and angle 11, which is inside the box. So we're dealing with interior angles. They're either same side or alternate. Here's the transversal, the yellow line. So either 6 and 11 are on the same side or they're on different sides. Notice they are both on the same side of the transversal. I can't really show you in this video, but if you need to, rotate your paper, rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise, and then hopefully it'll be easier to see. Sometimes it's helpful to have the transversal going up and down. You'll see that those are same side and they're interior, so it'll be same side interior angles. Okay. Then we got 7 and 15. So let's erase all this craziness and see what we got. So 7 and 15, the line that touches both 7 and 15 is this line here, B. So B is going to be our transversal. Then the other lines that touch those same angles, line A touches 7 and line D touches 15. All right, so we're not really dealing at all with line C, so we're going to kind of cover that up. Oops. So we're going to kind of cover up the bottom part of this picture. Okay. And so the two green lines, we're going to make a box. It's kind of more like a triangle, I suppose. Anything inside this box or triangle is an interior angle. Anything outside is exterior. And so with 7 and 15, this one's going to be a little different. We've got 7, which is inside this box, and then 15, which is outside the box. So one's interior, one's exterior. The only type of angle that we learned about that has one interior and one exterior is corresponding. Corresponding angles, remember, one's interior, one's exterior. They're not next to each other, and they're on the same side of the transversal. All right. By the way, with these problems down here, possibility of an answer of like none is a possibility. You might not have any relationship. 7 and 15, though, if you notice, they are on the same side of the transversal. They're both below this yellow transversal. 15's interior, 15's exterior, 7's interior, and they don't touch. So this is going to be an example of corresponding angles. Okay. Let's see. The number 8, we have 4 and 14. So let's see what we have with those. So the line that touches both 4 and 14 is this line here. So C is going to be our transversal. And then we're going to highlight the other lines that touch angle 4 would be angle A, 14 would be this line D. So we're not dealing at all with line B, so we're going to kind of cover that all up like so. Okay, and so then we're going to kind of create our box. Here's our box. Anything inside the box is interior, anything outside the box is exterior. We're focusing on angle 4 and angle 14. So here's angle 14, here's angle 4. Notice they are both outside the box and they're on different sides of the transversal. 14's above it, 4 is below. So different sides of the transversal, and exterior would be alternate exterior angles. Okay, so that's kind of how that one works. Then we have 2 more that I want to do, but I'm going to change these ones on here. So the first one we're going to do is angle 3 and angle 5. Okay, so let's erase all this craziness. All right, so angle 3 and angle 5. If you look at angle 3 and angle 5, all right, there technically is a line, there's 2 lines that touch both of them. This is not going to be one of those special types of angle pairs that we just learned about. 3 and 5 are directly across from each other. You should remember those are called vertical angles. All right, when you have vertical angles, there is no transversal. So you don't have to worry about that. Just put like a dash or put none. There is no transversal when it comes to vertical angles. All right, and then the last one that I wanted to cover is angle 9 and angle 16. All right, so if you look at angle 9 and angle 16, let me erase this. We've got angle 9 is here, angle 16 is here. All right, those 2 angles are right next to each other. All right, once again, this is not one of the special ones that we just learned about today. They're right next to each other. They form a straight line. They're called a linear pair. We learned about that a while ago. And when you have a linear pair, there is no transversal. Okay. Be aware that when you do your homework, there will be some that are none. Like they might give you something like angle 1 and angle 13. 1 and 13, there isn't even a line that touches both of them. That's when you know there's no relationship at all. So just a heads up on that. All right, and then the bottom part has the factoring stuff. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I'm running short on time here. But again, remember you want to multiply to be the last number and add to be the middle number. So it's got to multiply to be 18, add to be 9. All right, so those numbers are going to be 6 and 3. X plus 6, X plus 3. And then once you have it factored, then you set things equal to 0. X plus 6 equal to 0, X plus 3 equal to 0. You're going to get negative 6 and negative 3. All right. We'll do one more. With this one, multiplies to be 30, adds to be negative 11. You're going to have to use some kind of a negative. It's going to end up being x minus 6 and x minus 5. And then you set them equal to 0 and solve. All right, so some algebra, like factoring stuff, is going to come back to haunt you a little bit in the homework and stuff. All right, so that's all the angle pair stuff. I believe it's numbers 1 to 7 that you have to do in your homework packet, so use the rest of the time to work on that, and I will see you on Thursday. Thanks, everybody.